Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jim Ross. Get ready for a savage primal assault on your ears. He was way up there. And as you know, what goes up must come down. But he's back, and here we go again.
I want to start from nothing. Well, you nailed it.
So let's get this show on the road. Bottom line, here comes Opie Radio.
Oh, time for another podcast with the Cuban Carl Ruiz, Vic Henley,
yay,
and Nick Solaris, who I only met recently because I'm not a foodie. Is he a big deal?
He's a big deal.
How is he a big deal?
I'm on this couch. Of course I'm a big deal. I'm on the Opie Radio show. What are you talking about?
And we're off.
And we're off. And we're in another studio. What's going on with us?
This is why I wanted him here in the first place.
This looks like a cabin, though. There's wood everywhere. It's kind of like where the place started off at.
Oh, yeah, just like Carl's creepy cabin.
That little gem.
Wow, is that place scary?
It's not scary.
Yeah,
it's probably gone now because there's a terrible storm outside. It's not very weatherproof.
Oh, you're not going to have a roof.
I just can't believe he actually showed a picture. Well, it's not. The thing he put online, everybody was believing is actually where he's living, and it's not.
Oh, no, it is.
I'll just say it's
No,
not.
that's just where he buries the bodies.
Correct. Thank you, Fargo.
I think we got to take a backhoe to that.
What do you mean?
Behind the cabin?
Ooh, there's some stuff back there.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Not anything Carl did, but there were people that owned that thing before Carl, and I'm convinced that you start digging, you're going to find something.
Well, people on Twitter were having a field day with us. So that's Mrs. Lundgren in there, and that's your partner there in the wood chipper.
Yes. Oh, our listeners are lovely, by the way, because as soon as I drove up to Carl's creepy cabin, that it's known as that now. Now that we have T-shirts and everything, it's becoming its own thing. I thought Fargo immediately.
And that's what everybody latched on
immediately.
To. Absolutely.
But then these people, they weren't happy enough with just the Fargo reference. They're like, "Where's the wood chipper for Opie?"
Oh, they were putting you.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
of course.
Everything you put on the internet, someone comes up with an awful level D joke about Opie. Oh, the wood chipper's Opie's career, and they put like, and they'll put like 9 like emojis, like forcing you to to think it's funny.
Yeah,
I forgot how many people really hate you.
Jesus, here we go again.
It's not true. No, you're lovely.
You. Oh, he's spinning it this time.
Spinning
it.
That's
Nice.
why he just stopped talking after that.
Yeah,
People
that's a
hate
nice
you.
take. Yeah.
He stopped talking.
Yeah,
It's a new show. We got to switch
it's a
it up
kinder,
little.
gentler Vic.
Mean Vic Henley.
He gives a little meanness, and then he kind of comes back a little bit.
Opie has like a really nice demeanor now, and he really lulls the guests into sleep like with Chris from the record. He's like,
That dude was great.
he just looking at him, we're talking about religion and spirituality, and all of a sudden he's like, Opie's like, how do you make money? I'm like, oh
No, but hold on. To be fair, that was the second job. The first one was like he's talking about spirit, and then suddenly like there's a reference to a shaman. Like, what's that all about?
that shaman. Opie's big on shaman.
That's like saying like I had kale for dinner last night.
See, don't get Nick started.
Shamans are the kale of religion.
Well, no, he was talking about fixing himself and doing a little therapy and meditation. And then I went to the next level and I talked about the shaman again, which is becoming its own thing. Can't wait for the shaman episode.
Shaman's like a recurring character on the
So Vic, I brought Nick in.
Right, I love Nick.
Because Nick is, in our real life, is one of the funnest dudes to hang out with because he knows everything about food.
That is true.
And he's one of my favorite guys.
What's Nick's, what's your credentials for the people out there?
I'm a food writer.
Ooh.
I am a video host on something called The Meat Show. I have a new video show coming out imminently, which I will reveal on this podcast.
Oh, wow.
In the future date. But generally, I write about food. I write about restaurants with a particular focus on food that had parents.
Yeah.
Yes.
No kale.
No.
No veggie, no weirdo.
I mean, I will, look, if you pay me to write about those things, I'll do it. Right? Like you'll play those gigs that you don't really want to play, but because the money's right.
Which is all of them for Vic Henley.
Present tense.
Go after me more, Carl. It's funny. Come on, I don't just
Don't follow it up with niceness.
don't become
I'm not.
Good.
I'm 0 for 2 bringing girls around Vic Henley.
I have nothing to do with.
Remember you took my wife on a first date in Philadelphia?
No,
I fucking stung, Henley.
She was drinking a lot. And I was working, and it was just you know.
Marie had a buzz on her.
Totally.
Yeah, since 1994.
She was a fetus.
The year after she was born.
Fetal alcohol syndrome. That explains it now. That explains the size of her head.
Oh God, Vic! I make one joke, and you take everyone to the wood chipper, which is Opie's career.
No, it's like a lollipop head.
You do a little soft hit, right? And Vic's like, oh, I guess it's on. And then he hits her with a nuclear warhead.
Yeah, like I'm doing like little subtle hits. He's like, Marie's a man. Like, what?
Where did Dr. Strangelove come from?
But we were just jabbing, and he went for the
Vic
Buster
is an
Douglas.
out-of-control mining cart. Just
Come on. Once you're out of the picture, all bets are off, is all I'm saying. So if you've got any kind of birthmark or a limp, you know, it's turning into everything possible. So back to Nick, yes.
I hear an accent in Nick.
So I never grew up, but I got bigger in the UK, in London. Moved here in 85.
I don't get. You're a lot like Vic. Let me.
Decrepit and old. Is
No.
what you're saying, right?
You've been in.
We both came here at the same time and still have our accents.
That's what
I think is what
Thank
he's
you.
trying to
That's what I
say.
was getting at. Because
I've been drinking, so it comes out more.
because Vic tells me he goes home to Alabama, and they said, "Oh man, you lost your accent." Vic.
They really
That
genuinely. That's how
amazes me.
stupid they are. They're like, we don't even know who you are. I go, I know who you
What
are.
are those
You're a
things on your
dumbass."
legs? Those are trousers.
like my Cuban family, like, oh, look at Carl with glasses and a hat. Must be nice.
Yeah, must be.
Carl's all
nice.
fancy now. He
Fancy
zips
Carl.
up his.
At least you have a mom that still knows your name.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
the nuclear option.
no, it's Trey. His mom's taking a couple of hard knocks down through the years.
So wow, you kept your accent. That's a little strange.
Well, there's a lot of things that are strange about me, especially the people that I hang out and eat with, which is these two a lot.
Yeah.
So we've been going out to eat for about a year. I met Carl in Memphis in May, which is this big barbecue competition that's actually happening it starts tomorrow. I'm going to be flying down to Memphis.
So one of the best. We're in Memphis.
It's
And
like Jazz Fest with barbecue.
No, I get it.
it's like Jazz Fest, except no one can spell, and there's gonna be a fight.
That's Jazz Fest.
Just so it,
Jazz Fest.
It's like Jazz Fest with juggalos.
So think about Memphis in May is they take over a park next to the Mississippi River, and which is not particularly attractive in this part of the country. The Mississippi River it looks like a mudslide.
They call it Big Muddy for a reason.
So it's the top barbecue guys in the country, and they all compete. And there's different categories, correct, Nick? You have brisket, you have ribs,
Whole hog.
and they have the judges. What's the name of the company that's accredited? It's ACA, whatever the company is that judges these people, whatever.
Oh, some organization.
American.
We don't care about that. It's an inconsequential. We're there for
Did I ever introduce you to my
eat
food
and
expert,
drink.
Nick Solaris?
I'm so glad you brought in an expert there, Carl.
Stormy Daniels' lawyer here.
Just to totally set this up too, I suck at eating. I'm terrible
It
at
looks
it.
like looks like you could get fat
Really?
and should get fat.
Oh, thank you.
That wasn't a compliment.
It sounds better
You
with
look like
the
you do
English
yoga
accent.
is what I'm suggesting.
I'm terrible at eating, but because of Carl, and I have hung out with Nick as well. You guys talk about food in such a way that is so interesting to me.
Right.
I still don't want to eat half the shit, but I find it fascinating. You've taken the food world and just made it. You just broke it down to the basics, and I can listen to Carl and whoever he brings in talk about food all day long.
Right, like when we communicate, chefs and restaurateurs and food writers, we communicate in shorthand. Like we'll go to a restaurant, we'll be like, Like when decor, we'll be like loud, bright,
Shouty.
right? Because we're just trying to get a point across. Like, hey, how was the burger? Small, frozen,
Right.
And we're done.
Right.
We move on.
We all know that feeling. You finally manage to get away on vacation and the worrying starts. Will that bogus beware of dogs sign keep your home safe? What about that fake camera you set up? And will someone finally find your old hide and key rock? That's where ADT comes in. All that stuff, it's safe-ish. It seems fine when you don't really think about it, but you know it truly doesn't work. Instead, ADT provides security solutions that keep you actually safe, giving you real peace of mind. Because vacation is supposed to be, relaxing. Don't settle for safe-ish. Visit ADT.com today to learn more.
When we were at the Ribbon, that's where I met you, Nick.
Right.
And you were drinking, was it bourbon? Help me out.
Yeah, it was a bourbon.
And
Four Roses, maybe, Nick.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
it was Four Roses.
All right, see.
And I started getting into bourbon just a tad because of Carl. He started bringing it into Sirius. It was damn good. And he turned me on to
That's
some tequila.
probably what set things off.
Yeah.
No, Nick.
But no. Let me finish my
Okay.
point. So this is what, going back to my point, how you guys, talk about stuff, and it's so fascinating to me. You were explaining the whole drops of water in bourbon. I was
To open it up a bit.
Stupid me. I was blown away by that. So what's that all about?
Well,
again?
that's the same thing that the Scots do with whiskeys, right? Because it's a very strong alcohol. You're talking about a 45 proof, right? What that water does is it just opens up the palate enough for you to actually appreciate the flavors of not just the alcohol, but what made that alcohol, the barrel, right? Whatever the grain is, whatever went into making that drink, that beverage, is just opened up slightly.
But it's only a couple drops, and
That's all you
could-
need, because you dilute it beyond that point.
right? But you could totally tell the difference between the two.
Well,
one without drops
that's
and
a
one
rhetorical
without.
question, right? Because you tried it and you couldn't believe the difference. Remember? You were like, wow,
yeah.
that really, yeah.
He's right. I was there.
Yeah.
He forgot. He touched
He
him.
forgot. He totally forgot.
That's what happens when you don't eat meat.
I eat meat, you son of a
Memory
bitch.
sucks. Your memory sucks.
Quinoa trout salad.
No, but we've had trout salad there.
That's why I said it.
You enjoyed the trout salad,
It
you
was
son of a
okay.
bitch.
It's better
I'm
as a
putting my
comedy
boxing
bit.
gloves on for this episode. No, I guess my point is, though, if you didn't really explain that to me, which I really did find fascinating, and you just gave me bourbon without putting the water in, I probably wouldn't have known the difference to a point where I would have not enjoyed the bourbon, if you know what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
So.
But it's like all human endeavors, right? There's various levels of what you can glean from it. Like, you guys are experts in comedy, right? You understand timing and the dead space between punchlines and those kind of things that regular people know something's funny. They don't know why it's funny, right?
I'm going to give you a few numbers of people I worked with over the years. Could you explain that to them?
He's not funny. He belongs in a wood chipper.
That's your career is the wood chipper. emoji. Right.
Flames.
Why don't you go back?
Crying, laughing emoji. Crying, laughing emoji.
Why don't you go back to just pushing the buttons? But then you explain that people actually bring their own water for their bourbon. That's crazy to me. And why?
Well,
Because those people are awesome.
Yeah, but think about it. I mean, there's people that will go so far as if the whiskey came from the Highlands of Scotland, they'll want Scottish water, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what should pair with it.
Oh my God! For just a couple drops.
Yeah, well, because
you don't see the insanity in that.
Of course I do, but
Okay,
think
thank
about the
you.
world we live in.
Yeah.
The nuances that people go through in modern life, it's all ridiculous, right? Look at the guitars on the wall here. What do you think those cost? Like, is there any difference between that bass guitar and the PV that you get at like Sam Ash for like $59? Well, to a real bass player there is, but to the average guy, he's gonna sound terrible on either one. Right?
Good point. Very good.
But that's getting back to the nuances. That's what I love about Carl. Carl is a high-level ninja trained, like worked for Robichon, has worked in but he looks like a complete reprobate. He's a complete hoodlum. Look at him. He looks like he should be washing the dishes, not plating like
His favorite hat says dishwasher on it.
Right.
His favorite hat. His business card says dishwasher.
It did.
It did.
He turned us on. He turned us on recently to caviar. Never had caviar before. It was.
That was my first time, and it was.
Was it really your first?
Yes.
I was amazed by that.
And it was. I couldn't get another. He was making them as quick as he could hand them to me.
I had like a little
like
caviar
shuffling.
shop at the
No,
restaurant.
and once again, they brought the caviar. We were celebrating a little bit, let's just say,
Right.
and and the seriousness, like, he's a goofball, right? But when it comes to like, no, this is what I like about Carl. Like when it comes to, giving you food, he takes it so seriously. It's not fun Carl anymore. He is laser focused. I remember one time you had me trying something and you were mad because you cut the wrong piece or something. Like, no, don't touch that. And then redid the whole thing. Like you take it really seriously. You saw how he was putting that caviar together. The
sushi story we've told. I went with him and I thought the Japanese woman was going to just take her clothes off and jump on him right in the booth because he knew everything to order and how to order it.
Unfortunately, she didn't. And I went home and watched Julia Child reruns.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, what caviar did we have? We had something from...
It was Osetra. It was
middle of the road
at best.
Really?
Yeah.
It was delicious.
But we learned, like you said, now back to both these guys, we learned that it's not Russian caviar that's the best one on the planet. It's
from Iran. Iran makes the best caviar by a lot.
Yeah.
See?
It's beautiful.
See, that's why you got to say fuck Trump, because now we're not going to get the caviar.
Because of Iran? We can still get
what
the
does
caviar.
one thing have to
No,
do with
because
another?
the whole deal that they, ripped up.
The people
really?
that could afford it don't probably know him.
I mean, it's kind of like blaming Jeff Sessions. Oh, we can't get Coke anymore. Fuck Jeff Sessions. We'll be just fine.
Wait till it comes out that he was in a Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, he's a waterhead. He is a waterhead mongoloid. I'm sorry, he's from my state.
So one thing I love going out with Nick is because I don't have to go through the charades of going with civilians to restaurants. Like I'll go with a regular person, like, oh my God, look at the waterfall. And oh my God, like the plate's on fire. Like we have no tolerance for any of that.
None of it.
We just go, is it good? Is it not? There's so many things in restaurants that are myths, complete myths.
Right.
I mean,
Can I start with that?
Yeah.
Because I'm a little excited here because this guy's taught me so much. The longest time when I first started getting a little money in my pocket, I thought I had to up my game as far as going to fancier restaurants. Let's call it that, fancier restaurants. I meet this guy, and he's brought us to these holes in the wall.
Both.
In all these cities.
All quality.
And the food is amazing. And I'm like, I am the dumbest person alive that I'm spending so much money for the waterfall and the flaming plates and all that.
But that has its place. Look, special occasions.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Graduations, whatever,
But I thought you
Eating
couldn't
out
get
of your league.
I thought you couldn't get.
That was funny you gave him credit for.
He stopped me in my
stop
tracks.
right there. Come on.
He stopped me in my tracks on that one. But I always thought, to get a high quality meal, you really had to go to these places and spend twice the money. And it's just simply not true. I know that now.
What I love
There are
about Carl.
places.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there are places that are very fancy and they're worth it.
That's true. Yeah,
But
I know that.
These places,
I do know that.
You notice, like it's like they're in the front. There's a picture of the chef, not a giant gold Buddha.
Right.
There's certain things that are gonna
Right.
that are gonna show you. There's no umbrellas in any of the drinks. Nothing has an LED on it.
Well, we went to that down and dirty place near Madison Square Garden. I did that pop up with you. That silly pop up.
Maria Belize, where they make their own great stuff. Wasn't that delicious?
Yeah, they make their own.
They make their own prosciutto. in New York.
prosciutto. And we sat there. The food was ridiculous. And you would never know it if you walked by this place.
And Opie loves it because he can pick up the tab anytime, $12, no matter where we go. He's like, I got it, $12. I got it, $12.
Did you hear the joy right there when he went, wasn't that his tone changed a little bit when he said, because that's how much he really, both these guys, when I go to dinner with them, I'm not even talking. Imagine that.
But you know what's funny? Opie's not a foodie, but he has a laser beam palate. Like he'll eat something like, eh. And I'll eat. I'm like, he's right. You know what I mean? It's not that good. And that's funny because some people, they're not foodies, but they have a palate of a cement mixer. Like they can't taste anything.
Let's not mention the fact that there's chefs that have palates like donkeys' backsides.
Oh my God.
Really?
I mean, just look, it's like musicians. Not every musician is great.
Right.
Not every radio host is great.
Right.
Not every chef is great. Most chefs are not great chefs.
Can I list all the radio hosts that aren't great now?
Do we have
I've been
time
waiting
for
for
that?
this moment.
He's got it in his pocket.
We only have this studio for a half hour.
He's been adding to it for years.
Oh boy, have I! So that's sort of the setup, Nick Solaris. And do you write for Eaters Magazine?
I
or?
don't write. I'm actually starting my own.
Oh, beautiful!
I'm starting my
Good for you.
own show on YouTube.
Okay.
which is going to be very meat centric.
I can't wait.
Well, you're going to be on it. What do you mean you can't?
I'm gonna
wait?
be
Are you going to call it the meat show like the other one?
I can't. Unfortunately,
can't?
I don't own that. But God bless you. They came up with
Certainly.
it. I was a food writer toiling away with putting out what were considered successful articles,
Right.
which were meaningless in the grand scheme of media.
Right.
And then these guys pushed me to do video, and I did this thing called The Meat Show,
Yeah.
which you can find on YouTube. And it's insane the views that it's done, and
That's great.
like the recognition that I get now. It's like people recognize me in the street, and like that would never happen to some.
So what's going to be the new
Food
YouTube
blogger.
channel?
I don't have the name nailed down
Oh,
yet,
man.
but we'll have that. I'll be back.
All right, we'll figure it
Right?
out.
I'm doing
Okay.
all right, Vic?
So,
Carnivore Spectacular.
It's
so
going to be called Carl's Creepy Food Show. Actually, Carl's Creepy Caviar should be like,
Opie's got a career in the wood chipper show food. Emoji.
Flames.
So that's pretty much the setup. So today, I think you guys wanted to talk about food myths or restaurant myths.
Well, here's the thing.
We all know that feeling. You finally manage to get away on vacation and the worrying starts. Will that bogus beware of dogs sign keep your home safe? What about that fake camera you set up? And will someone finally find your old hide and key rock? That's where ADT comes in. All that stuff, it's safe-ish. It seems fine when you don't really think about it, but you know it truly doesn't work. Instead, ADT provides security solutions that keep you actually safe, giving you real peace of mind. Because vacation is supposed to be, relaxing. Don't settle for safe-ish. Visit ADT.com today to learn more.
Nick and I, we have a hobby calling bullshit.
Good
on
hobby.
stuff.
That is a good hobby.
Like we know so much. We know that so many things that bring you joy are bullshit in the food business.
Well,
sometimes I stay quiet. Like someone will be like, "Oh my god, my favorite thing is truffle oil," and I'm like shaking my head. I'm like, "There's no truffles in that oil." Tell him, Nick. Tell him.
truffle oil has no truffles in it. It's a synthetic product.
So how the hell do they get away with
Calling
naming
it
that? Yeah.
Because, well, first of all, a lot of it comes from foreign places.
Right.
There's the other thing is that our laws aren't all compatible with each
Right.
other, right? There's dairy standards in Britain that we don't have here and vice versa. Right. And, the USDA has its thing, and that's a labeling thing, right? Yeah. But it's called truffle oil. It's not saying it's a truffle. Right. So maybe that's the loophole.
Right. But
In any event,
in it.
it's not. It's manufactured. It's almost like, to us, it smells like petroleum.
Right.
Right? Because we know what real truffles smell like.
The
And
base of truffle oil is the exact same base as, say, Mobil 1 synthetic oil for your
right.
car.
In fact,
See?
if your VW bus breaks down, you could probably use truffle oil.
Probably use truffle oil. I mean, if
the
you
only
look
thing it's
at
really
it,
good for.
I'm pretty good with oils. It looks like
Transportation.
it looks and feels and tastes like a 5W830. Like that's
Right.
about the right.
You know what it's
Jesus.
good at lubricating, though? Is the check average.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's the thing. Because, you've gone from something that costs like $7 for an order of fries to like $12.95. It's truffle oil, truffle fries.
That's what I was going to
right?
ask you. That's what pisses me off.
Look, we're
That they
not
get away with
suggesting.
murder.
We're not saying that you're wrong for liking it. Okay, what we're suggesting is you should know what you're getting into, and it's not actually truffles. Right.
Right.
So when you try a real truffle, like a fresh Alba truffle or a Perigord, when they're in season, which is not every month, when you taste the aromatics and the flavor of that thing, it's not like any truffle oil, right? It's a whole different level.
I tell people all the time. I said, "Do you love truffle oil?" "Oh, I love it." "You're gonna hate truffles." You know how many times I've been with somebody and they got a couple more bucks than they should have, and they told the guy to keep doing it. And there's only one person at the table with an honest palate. And I'd love try the truffles. Just tastes like dirt. Exactly.
Right,
That's what it
exactly.
is. It's a tree tumor in the dirt.
a tree tumor that was dug up by a pig.
Yeah, by a pig.
Can we really dumb this down? Like basic stuff's at a restaurant, like the breads, the salads, the olive oil. Like give us.
Where's that list?
I think most restaurants, the bread is bullshit. Every once in a while, you go to a place that the bread is fantastic.
People usually don't make their own bread. It comes from somewhere else.
Right.
And as far as salads are, probably the more organic or the more exotic it is, the chances are that some day laborer was peeing on it are pretty high.
Well, look, there is
Enjoy your
something.
pea Caesar.
I'll say this: I was in a restaurant in Little Italy. I don't want to name the name.
Please don't, just for
No shit, because it's Little Italy.
If only
I'm not
those
dumb.
stereotypes were true. That's the New York we wish we still lived in.
I know, right?
I was turned off to bread almost forever because this restaurant went through a lot of bread, pasta joint, right? And I could see into the kitchen, which, by the way, was disgusting. You should never be able to see into a kitchen at a restaurant if it's disgusting. Some of the ribbon we went to where you could see them working, and it's a beautiful kitchen, everything's spotless. This thing had everything piled up. You could just almost see the rats just, chomping at the bit to get to the pots and pans. But anyway, I saw people that worked at the restaurant reworking the bread bowls. Like, so the bread that people weren't eating at a table,
We'll go back into the...
I was watching this whole thing. I'm like, I can't believe that this is in the open like this. It wasn't really in the open. Like, I was at a table where I could see in the kitchen, that type of thing. But still, I'm not the only one sitting at that table and taking a peek where I was peeking. And I saw them picking through the bread bowls that were on tables, seeing which ones were still okay, and putting it back into the main bread bowl to make new bread bowls. And I was done at that point. And I'm not a germaphobe.
I'm totally in the mood for some bread now. That didn't gross me out at all.
You have never heard of this?
No, of course I've heard.
okay.
I've seen it. I've trained it. You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. You need me on that wall.
Carl, you were recently telling me, too, that if a restaurant's doing really bad, they will recycle food, right?
Yeah. For example, specials, right?
No, I mean recycle the actual food. They will take your plate, see what you didn't eat.
I've seen it.
You have seen that.
I have seen it.
And then rework it in the kitchen to make it
quit
all
a place
nice.
because I saw it once.
You saw it.
I said, if they're doing this, chances of them paying me on time are pretty thin.
What were they doing? Do you remember specifically what?
Yeah, because I'm the one that did it.
What was it?
Just because things are bad don't mean I'm not good at it.
I know.
Actually,
Wait,
it means you are good at it.
Wait, they made you do it?
Yeah. Well, we took the plate. The person.
I got to help you out a little bit. This was a very long time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was last Thursday.
So the person ordered the salmon and thought that didn't like it, right? So there was another order for a salmon coming in. So the guy broke the salmon with the fork and didn't like it, right? Just took a little piece of it. So they brought the
customer.
Yeah, they brought it back, and then it was like an ER room. Spatula. We took the salmon up. We took the mashed potatoes off the bottom. We put them on a new plate. Then you twist it. We dumped the sauce from the old plate like this, fresh parsley. Then we put the salmon back together and just pureed a little bit of mashed potatoes on top of it as glue. And then we put a little parsley on top of that. $29.95. Wow. You deserve that if you eat salmon with mashed potatoes. You barbarian. Have some culture.
Oh, my. And the other thing that he taught me that in general, specials are kind of bullshit because it's stuff that they desperately want to just get out of the kitchen.
The closest thing to the garbage can in a restaurant is the specials. and it's just a way to control costs, right? So as a chef, you'd walk through go through your refrigerator, you go through your pantry, and you'd start to see things that are, starting to get, remember, it's a restaurant, right? So you have to be ready. You don't know how many people are coming, so sometimes you have too much of one thing or too little of whatever. And you start looking at the meat. If the meat starts looking a little bit funky, then you braise it and you do certain things, and that's where the specials come from. It comes from things that are starting to decay.
Yeah, I used to always the fish market here. That's why I said seafood frittata a minute ago. But if you see on Sunday brunch, it's whatever fish that they probably got the fish on the Thursday before,
Right.
And then that's whatever's left over, and then they just throw it in an omelet and call it seafood frittata, and you don't know that it's been sitting there for 5 days.
Yeah, there's very, very few people that get seafood deliveries on Sundays.
Well, it doesn't matter when they get it, because the boats only run 2 times a week.
That's what I was right.
I mean, I don't care where your little truck's going. You know what I mean? But
No, that's what I was trying to get to, Carl. Yeah.
That fish is dead, and it's been dead. And most fish that you get, like in New York City,
Yep.
probably, even the super fresh stuff, probably a week old.
Yeah.
See how much we learned.
Well, I learned this, I think, from Carl, too. I learned a lot. Sushi.
Yeah.
Fresh sushi, done right, it's supposed to be frozen.
Well, no, there's some
To prepare it, right?
There's some that you freeze, like a tuna and salmon, because what happens is they freeze them right on the boat sometimes.
Right.
Very light freeze, and that kills certain parasites.
Okay.
So cold kills parasites just like hot does.
Hot, right.
And Yeah, but there's some shady shit that
What
goes
is
on.
it?
Well,
But-
speaking of
Yeah, go ahead.
sushi in Japan, I think the biggest bullshit of all is Kobe beef.
We all know that feeling. You finally manage to get away on vacation and the worrying starts. Will that bogus beware of dogs sign keep your home safe? What about that fake camera you set up? And will someone finally find your old hide and key rock? That's where ADT comes in. All that stuff, it's safe-ish. It seems fine when you don't really think about it, but you know it truly doesn't work. Instead, ADT provides security solutions that keep you actually safe, giving you real peace of mind. Because vacation is supposed to be, relaxing. Don't settle for safe-ish. Visit ADT.com today to learn more.
I
Right?
agree.
How many places do you see Kobe beef on?
Right.
Kobe beef is, first of all, most Japanese beef is not from Kobe.
But first, explain what Kobe beef is.
So Kobe beef is let's explain what Wagyu is. Wagyu is Japanese beef. It's a particular breed. It's very expensive. It's very fatty, very marbled. It's way richer in taste than anything that we eat in this country. It's very expensive. People in this country have crossbred that animal with like domestic black Angus. We call it Wangus, right?
Wangus.
Wagyu and Angus, Wangus. It still produces good beef, but it's not the same thing as Japanese beef. So to call something Kobe or Wagyu, it's bullshit. It isn't.
Right.
It isn't that thing.
Right.
When you've had that beef, it's completely like nothing else in the world, right? And you must have cooked with it. It
I
doesn't
have.
cook like anything else.
And I'll tell you.
Aren't they the massage? Isn't that the massage of the cow? thing?
Sake massages
Sake
and
massage.
beef, special diets. I visited a place in Japan where they feed them olives at the end of their life, right? To fatten them up and give them marbling.
It's like Spanish hams, the La Pata Negra. It comes from a special black pig, and it's one of the most expensive hams that you could ever buy. And at the 6 months before they kill them, they just feed them Spanish chestnuts. This pig is delicious. Oh my!
That's what I said about my first ex-wife.
But I've worked with Wagyu a lot, and I got to be honest. I don't know if who's going to agree with you or not. The best state to eat it in is raw. I don't think it cooks well. I think it turns steamy and fatty, and it just doesn't work. Heat doesn't do well with that. And it's so rich that I used to just slice it.
Just a tartare and nothing else?
No, just eat it. It's so good. It's a little bit of salt, and you just eat that meat, and it's just perfect.
So Kobe beef, so it's all bullshit?
Most of it.
90, unless you're spending, look, if and this is talking at a restaurateur might pay, right? If they're paying $15 or $20 a pound for USDA prime rib steaks, Wagyu is between $70 and $130 a pound. Okay, so that $18 hamburger that you think that you're getting ain't Kobe.
And so basically they get away with it because they know most of the people that order it don't even know it's not.
You're just
Kobe.
seeing the word and believing.
They've never tasted it. They have no reference point.
It's also not a legal designation, right?
Yeah, this is why I like talking to you guys, because then I dumb it down because I'm just I don't have this knowledge, but I've certainly had Kobe in question marks quotation, for over the years. I didn't know what I was eating. I never thought it was special. I'm like,
Because it probably wasn't.
yeah, no. Now I'm learning that.
Oh,
But I was talked into it.
Yeah, you got to go to dinner with them.
Yeah.
We went somewhere just to get a drink, and they handed Nick the menu, and it was like the size of a phone book, and all the pages were laminated. And if he'd have had a gun on him, he would have shot the lady in the face. They were so aggravated, like, this is everything wrong with what we believe in.
Well, why is that? Obviously, in a diner, you could get away with that, but
See, look at the disgust on his face.
No, not even
Look
in a
at the
diner?
disgust
No, but
his
hold
face.
on a second. It's true that a diner has everything on the menu, but that doesn't mean that you should order everything on the menu at a diner.
That's a perfect point. You know how many idiots, how many mouth breathers I go out with? We go to the place and it's like, Harry's Lobster Bar. And the guy's like, can I get the chicken? What's wrong with you? If there's a name of anything on the menu is on the wall, buy that. Like whenever I travel and I'm in a place where I know it's going to suck, I ask, what's the best selling thing? Because number one, chances are the guy with the one shingle tooth in the back, he's been making that the most. So he's proficient at that. Number two, they'd have to reorder the stuff to make that. So it's probably the freshest. So I always get the most popular thing, even if it's not what I want to eat. People are so stupid. They think a restaurant's magic. It's not. There's dummies in there. There's poison in there. There's bacteria in there. Try to keep it straight. And you know who gets sick a lot? Women, because they go to shitty restaurants and they get the salad. And the guy's keeping the salad in his shoe.
When I do see a thick menu, I get anxiety because then next thing you know, I see 4 or 5 things I want to eat. And that's gotta be bad in the restaurant business.
I get anxiety complete opposite. I'm like, the minute I open the menu, if I have to turn a page, I know everything's frozen.
Why?
Because there's no way to keep that inventory.
Right.
In most places, that's actually the case. And we're talking about diners that have those voluminous menus.
Cheesecake Factory. That's got
I've never actually been to a Cheesecake
That's a
Factory.
diner with cheesecake.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm just saying. I'm naming a place that's not a diner. It's that thing's.
And if you see Cheesecake Factory, their growth has been stunted because it's too much. It's overwhelming. There's nothing that people love. They keep trying different stuff, right? But people are creatures of habit. They're going to get the French fries at McDonald's over and over and over for 30 years.
Right.
That works in their benefit. Every time one of these restaurants tries to expand their menu, they actually shrink their customer base because people don't care about what the hell you're trying to do. They care about one thing, you know? And when I've owned restaurants, people want the same thing. I'm like, oh, try this. They're like, I don't want to. This makes me happy. And then you learn that as a chef. Like, just make 3 things and make sure they're good.
You know,
don't suck.
Yeah.
That's like grandmothers. Most of them, awful, hacky cooks.
But they make 3 or 4 things, by God.
That dizzy old lady, she'll make that apple pie money every time. Doesn't mean she's good. Bring her to the kitchen with me. I'll crush your grandma. I will embarrass her.
Yeah, but in all fairness,
mush your face in the mashed potatoes.
Cheese grater. He's beating her with a cheese grater.
It's true,
A wooden
but
spooner.
what's he going to give you at Christmas? A lump of coal. Grandmother will give you something of value, right?
Okay.
No, what I hate hearing is this recipe's been passed down for many generations.
So let me tell you about this. So everyone that has their grandmother's recipe,
it's the grandma.
throw
recipe.
it in the garbage. And I'm going to explain to you one thing. I'm going to explain to you why. And people don't even think about it, right? Say it has eggs in it, beef. Let's say a meatball recipe. Let's just use meatballs, right?
Yours is posted on the
classic
board,
grandmother
The
recipe.
classic grandmother recipe. And every time I've had the recipe, when they're like, this is my grandmother's recipe, in my mind, I'm like, I wish I could parachute out of this dinner party because this is a shit show. And I'll tell you why. The 40-year-old, 50-year-old recipe, number one, the cattle that we were using that your grandmother had was completely different than the cattle now, right? The eggs are even a different size, let alone a different protein content. The Parmesan cheese is completely different. The way the molecular structure of the breadcrumbs, it's not even real breadcrumbs anymore. So you're following this recipe, it's a failure.
That made sense back in the day.
Right, but now...
But all the ingredients have changed.
So now you have to, like, when I get old recipes, when I have to work with old recipes, I boost it up by 30% because food literally is 30% less powerful now than it used to be. So
There's also
an extra egg I have to add. I have to add extra milk because everything is junk.
It's also that our palates have changed. What we consider salty, what we consider sweet, what we consider spicy is completely different. Right? We live a Technicolor taste world compared to what even 15, 20 years ago when you started cooking, right?
Yeah.
Think about how much MSG is now in high-end food. It was always in junk food, right?
Right.
MSG has always been dumped into junk food because it makes things actually taste more vibrant.
Right.
But now people are using it. It's legitimized, right? The whole notion of umami. You know about umami?
Yeah.
No.
The fifth sense?
The fifth sense. Explain to
No,
him.
I'm sorry. Cut that.
seventh sense.
It's the sixth sense, right?
No, that
The
was Bruce Willis.
Right.
Then it's the fifth taste.
Right. So explain so there's things that have umami in them. And that means it's basically an indescribable thing that completes a dish, right?
But it is
Parmesan
kind of,
cheese, soy sauce. Go ahead.
It's they're sweet, they're salty. Well, umami is kind of a combination of both.
Right.
And it's very big, especially in Japanese food and Japanese culture. And it is all about there's things that are redolent in it with it, right? Mushrooms, soy sauces. These are things that sort of really punch up other foods. Anchovies, American cheeseburgers, very rich in umami. Add cheeseburgers to everything is what I'm suggesting.
I was hanging out with this girl and she just learned that word. I wanted to strangle her.
What, cheeseburger?
No.
I would strangle that.
Wow, that was beautiful. So she was like, She was like, "Oh, the umami in this." I'm like, "It's ranch dressing. There's no umami." Okay,
But there is MSG in that.
there is. Boo, 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 boo.